Hello and welcome to the Williamsville Wire. Yes, I'm Nathan Simcoe alongside Colin Burge. Colin, welcome back. How's school going?
It's going good. I'm back here, winter break. A long time, but I'm glad to be back and call another game with what made the Williamsville Wire so special, and Nathan Simcoe.
Yeah, it's great to be back. School's going well. Iowa State, you're at Illinois State, obviously, studying biology. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
What courses are you taking this semester?
Well, last semester, all A's. So I took biology. I'm minoring in Spanish. Minoring in Spanish. Well, you're getting the grade anyway. Yeah,
wow.
I am.
Wow. Are you in any classes right now?
I will take another one next semester. I took one last semester. I took a criminal justice class just as a gen ed, and I took a composition class just as a gen ed.
Awesome.
So next semester I got a biology, a chemistry, a Spanish, and an English.
Yeah, for me it's mostly calculus, but enough about us. Let's go ahead and look at the holiday tournament. I know, off of college, I haven't been paying attention. I've mostly been watching Williamsville a little bit, the scores at least, and I've been pretty impressed, obviously, but I don't think there was any question coming into this year about how this team could be. But nonetheless, looking at the Williamsville tournament, obviously this is a different sort of tournament we were just talking about than the years prior. I guess in our opinions, maybe not quite as strong of a tournament as at least of what we've seen. Losing Tolono Unity hurts, losing East Peoria hurts, but you still got a couple pretty good teams in it. That Illini Bluffs team, I think, was pretty good, but Porta knocked him out yesterday, looking at scores. So the Final Four today will be obviously Tremont and Warrensburg, and that Warrensburg team is still undefeated, one of two undefeated teams left in the Williamsville Holiday Tournament. Of course, there will be only one remaining. Well, potentially zero, I guess, if they both lose today, but we don't expect that to happen.
No.
Warrensburg plays Tremont. What's your thoughts about that game?
Warrensburg-Tremont, it's going to be physical. Tremont loves to play physical basketball. They love to be in your grill. They love to get turnovers. They love to run the floor and get those easy layups. So I'm looking for Tremont to contain Warrensburg offense. And you got to pressure the ball. You got to pressure the guards up top of the wing, force them to make sloppy passes, and then on the other side of the ball, you got to be able to make layups and get going that way. If your half court offense sets aren't working.
Okay, I would agree with you. Warrensburg's pretty good. I don't think they play a great schedule just from what I've been, just looking at the previous schedule in the years. But being undefeated, there's something to be said about it. You win your games. It's kind of like, Indiana getting into the college football playoffs. They won their games. Ole Miss did not.
Notre Dame, blah, 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 blah.
Anyway. I didn't even say Notre Dame. Okay.
But what I'm looking at this bracket, and I'm like, okay, Warrensburg at the 2, Williamsville at the 1. It's a collision course. Warrensburg's undefeated. However, Tremont might make a good game, and we saw Porta. They knocked off Bowen in the first round, and then obviously that. No doubt. And then obviously the Glassford Illini Bluffs. So we got to look at Porta first.
Well, yeah. For Williamsville, Porta, coming into this, they returned a couple starters. I know Hoagland, McClure, and Marr were the guys. McClure and Marr have been starting for each of them. This is their third year starting. I think Marr may have started as a freshman. There's something to be said about that. Obviously, McClure's a big scoring threat. Marr's more of a threat about assists, and he's good at dishing the ball out to guys to make plays. But a very solid Porta team this year. And I think they could wreak havoc, not just only in this tournament. Obviously, they've already been doing that, but in conference play. Yeah,
I like the team. I really do. I think they've been playing a lot of ball together and a lot of good ball together. And obviously, they beat Chicago Bowen in the first round. I believe that score was 48-42, so kind of a close one. But Porta ended up eking out that one, and then obviously against Glassford Illini Bluffs, where they won by 5, 49-44. So they've been playing in some close games. So if Williamsville finds themselves in a close game against Porta, and they know how to play, and they better be ready.
Yeah, no doubt. I know, their coach Price there, he's good coach. Porta, I think, plays as well as a team as any team in this tournament. So they kind of stood out to me as a team that could, especially on a year where the tournament's maybe not as dominant. You don't have Tolono in this. You don't have East Peoria. That would normally knock out the Blue Jays, but, seeing them back in the semis is a pretty good thing. Of course, they go up against a really good Williamsville team, and Porta's 9-1, but it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in Ames for I don't know how long, and I've been up in Bloomington, so we haven't been able to watch that much Williamsville basketball. But these past 2 days in the tournament, we've watched them, and they just play good complementary basketball. Every guy has their role, and they all play as like one unit. And I love the addition of Carson Doran, a transfer from Glenwood.
Yeah, great
I'm
to have
liking
NIL
him.
money.
Yeah, NIL money. I'm really liking the addition there. He's kind of what we saw last year out of Brecken Thomas, but I would say he has a little bit deeper of a bag. No offense to Brecken or anything, but I would say he has a little deeper bag. He can shoot the three a little bit better.
Yeah, he definitely shoot. And, I mean, I think Doran, from what I've seen, he's shooting 90-something% from the stripe, which
again
last year I'll be honest. I know that we're not on the wire anymore, so we can say this, but like, let's be completely honest. A state team, Williamsville was maybe one of the worst free throw shooting teams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, so we just weren't good at the stripe, and that's a fact. You can look at the numbers; it's just a statistic. But this year's a lot different for Williamsville. I think they make such an improvement, especially late game. You got to say this year's Williamsville team is stronger.
You do, and obviously they've had another year of playing together. I know Blake was down for a majority of last season, but again, these players have been playing together basically since AAU ball and junior high when they were playing for big time. They've been playing together for a long time, and that sort of helps them. And when they get down, when they get out of a groove on offense, you could trust to one of your guys to make a play. Either that's Braden Saling, Carson Doran, Blake Shuffler, and even Reed Bodine down low. And you could also have Jackson Sanders in the mix. It's a pretty deep team, and I'm really happy, and I'm glad they're doing well, and it's fun to represent them, and I predict them to go really, really far.
Yeah, I think so. Coming into this year, we knew that they were going to be good. I mean, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, they just had all the talent coming. But I feel like Carson Doran, the addition of him, it brings them to a whole other level.
It was the perfect piece. We didn't need another scorer. We didn't need another
guy. He kind of replaces Breck in a certain sense. They're different players, but I mean, I think Doran overall, he's more of a scorer than Brecken was.
He was.
Brecken was great at defense. I think Brecken usually guarded the number one offensive player. So I don't know if Doran. I haven't seen much of how their defense is working. I know they've been playing a lot of man, which is good, and their defense against teams that they should beat has worked, which is obviously what it should. But I just think that Williamsville this year, they were already at a great level, but the addition of Doran brings them to an elite level, and that's something that's going to be really fun for them.
Yeah, 100%. And, we haven't really seen the 1-3-1 yet, and we don't need to. And maybe they don't have it in their game plan. I was talking to players, but they are installing it, and we haven't needed it. We really haven't needed it.
Maybe we shouldn't be saying that on air, but
whatever.
Regardless,
you got to pray for it anyway. You saw it.
It's predictable.
Yeah. So
it's in their back pocket if they need it. And first off, Williamsville this year will play the hardest schedule of any Williamsville basketball team in history. It's just a fact. If you look at likely projected scheduling and stuff, strength of schedule for Williamsville this year is going to be as high as it ever will be, which is a good thing because Williamsville's not eyeing, quite frankly, a regional title. They're eyeing a sectional. They're eyeing to be where they were last year. Now, it's not put the cart ahead of the horse. They want to win the Williamsville Holiday Tournament and county and all these other things, which are within the next couple of weeks. Yeah, conference would be, which the conference is going to come down to just a handful of teams and maybe even less than that. I mean, you got Auburn, who's really good. They have one loss, I believe, on their slate so far to Breeze Central, who's basically a state caliber team or at least like a super sectional sort of team. So they're good. Auburn's going to be right there, and they're in our subsectional again. So you never know if you ran into them in the sectional semi. That could be the very same story this year.
It could be. So looking at the seedings, it's interesting because I mean, like you said, you have that Auburn. You have another. Are we going back to Athens or is it a different regional?
No, I believe Plains hosts.
Plains. Okay.
And Auburn will go south to somewhere near Greenville again. Which I think Plains does host, but I know Plains.
So Williamsville went south for sectionals. I feel like last time we went to Beardstown and it was kind of last year. It was,
I don't know where the sectional's at this year.
Greenville, right?
Greenville hosts a sectional. Okay. Well, it's the exact same thing because there'll be like a There'll be Auburn. Auburn will have their own regional, essentially. Us and Plains will battle, and probably Porta will battle for that regional.
Yeah.
So that'll be 2 of them. And then Warsaw, West Hancock's way out in the west, or out in the it's out
Plains
west.
Plains went there last year, right?
Who else am I missing? Auburn. And then there'll be someone from down south, like Alton Marquette will have that's way down. I think Columbia's even further south, so them and T-Town will fight in some sectional, I'm sure. But looking at this game that we're about to announce here, IVC and Calvary, this is a 5th place game. And both these teams have sort of had different scheduling and stuff. Calvary dropped a weird game against Tri-City a couple weeks ago.
That was weird. I was looking at that, and I saw some of the highlights, and I don't feel like defensively they were all there. I don't feel like there was a communication. I don't feel like there was anything going right for the Saints defensively, and now we'll see if they're able to bounce back, and they have in the holiday tournament.
Credit to Coach Dilly. I know we're
Coach Dilly, big Dilly fans, yeah. We were talking about him. What was that? The regional semifinal against Tri-City last year. Yeah.
Brady Ward's going to go up against Josiah Reynolds, who plays for Calvary, and IVC will win this tip. It'll be brought up the court by Coventry. Coventry will give it across the way. It'll go to Skull. Skull giving back near the key to Yates. Yates guarded closely by Long, Josh Long, who I believe is a junior coming into this year. Calvary doesn't really have that deep of bench, Colin.
No, not really. On the roster, you got about 9 kids, and a lot of them are, you play your 6 guys, and for Calvary, it'll be a test of endurance.
Yates pulls from 3, but it falls short. It's rebounded down low by number 21 for IVC, Brady Ward. He's fouled going up for a shot, and he'll go to the stripe early.
You can see some of the size matchups. You got Blackford on number 21 of IVC. That is Brady Ward, who's at the line now shooting 2. So curious to see that matchup there.
Ward's first is good, as well as the first points of the game going for the Grey Ghosts.
You like the scoreboard, Simcoe? The new.
I can't really see it, but yeah, I think it's a good thing. I don't know if it's worth the money, but it's for a different time. And bringing it up the floor is Aaron Wilson. Aaron Wilson gives it back. Huffman left side back to Long. Long on the right. He's not closely guarded currently, but Blackford looking to set a screen here. He's trying to motion the offense. He's kind of the general of this Calvary team. Been watching him for at least, 3 years now?
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely the focal point of this offense as they're trying to get it inside to him now.
Long will turn it over. It's on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball. I believe it will stay with Calvary, though, after the jump ball, and it will. IVC won the tip.
You could see Blackford moving in and out of that painted area, and they're just trying to feed it inside and let him go to work. Obviously, IVC doing a good job of taking that away.
Huffman inbound. He'll give it into Blackford. Blackford right side, guarded closely by Skull. Blackford back across the way. Huffman pulls from 3, and it's good.
So you talk about Blackford as your Batman. Huffman's going to be your Robin on the other corner. They love to run that. They love to get Blackford inside and then kick it out for an easy 3. Good job there by Huffman.
Skull, he'll give. Wilson down low to Crowder. Crowder working it back to Wilson. Wilson gives a Skull. Shot's no good, but it's rebounded by Crowder. His shot will fall, and it's a tie game. Bringing it up the floor for the Calvary is the point guard, number 1, Josh Long. Long will give out to Reynolds. Reynolds, who I believe last year had a pretty big game against Williamsville in that semi, if you remember.
I feel like I do.
Yeah. Huffman, Long pulls from 3. Right elbow, no good. IVC will work it back up the floor. It's Skull. Skull giving Yates. Yates down low.
Looks like it's going to be on the floor. So
is it on the floor?
Yeah, IVC will get it out of bounds.
He's going to the line.
He called it. The ref called it on the floor.
Yeah, it is on the floor. Okay. Yeah. Foul down low. IVC will.
Perks of being a referee
maintain
now.
Possession. Yeah, I just couldn't see down
It's
low.
all right. You're good.
Skull to inbound. I think Calvary has had some, like you were saying earlier, some defensive issues just from looking at scores. I mean, you don't give up 62 points to Tri-City if you're not having a pretty rough night on defense, especially for a Calvary team. It's Coventry. Coventry will give to Gillespie. His shot is blocked and worked up the floor for Calvary. It's Wilson. Wilson gives to Blackford. Blackford mid-range jumper, no good. IVC will get it back. It'll be number 21. That's Ward, Brady Ward. Across the way, giving Yates. Yates down low to Coventry. He'll pack it back out. It's Ward. His shot no good. It'll be Reynolds pulling it down and working it back up the floor for the Saints. Long almost pulled from 3 in the right corner. Now he's trapped. He'll give it and he'll turn it over. Yates working up the floor in transition, giving to Coventry. Back to Yates. He's going to have to kick it back out. Gillespie, Skull almost pulled from 3, but he'll work it back on the right elbow. And resetting the offense is Ward. Ward down low, it's Coventry in. And I believe, yep, that will be a travel. As he was in the air. Could have possibly been a foul situation, but
could have been one of 3 things. I saw the ball got tied up. It could have been a jump ball. It could have been a travel.
Yep.
Could have been a little shooting foul or on the floor
State
foul.
official Rod Becker making the call, and it will be a travel, and the Saints will get it back. It's Huffman. Huffman, I believe, has been starting for 3 years as well. Been watching him for a while. Reynolds across the way, giving Crowder pulling from 3. Shots no good. Huffman, the tip in is good. And Skull will get it in.
Huffman, the first 5 points for the Saints early on.
He's had a pretty good game. Thus far, it's turned over. It was Yates looking for Crowder, but now it's Blackford. And that was just in transition. And no one's making a call, and it will go back to IVC. So Blackford looking for Huffman down low, but he couldn't handle the pass. IVC will get it back.
Yeah, he tried a little fancy pass there, just ended up at his knees, and Huffman couldn't corral it. Goes out of bounds.
It'll be Brendan Coventry. He'll work it up. He's kind of been playing the point guard role so far. I think IVC's had some troubles getting into their offensive sets, but here's number 11, Cade Jackson. His layup is no good, so missed opportunity there. It's Huffman working it back up the floor. He'll give across the way into number 4, Crowder in the left corner, but we'll have to reset the offense. And before the shot by Reynolds was missed, it was a timeout called by Tyves Gardner for Calvary. It'll be a full timeout, or a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Williamsville Wire. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Wire. Calvary to inbound it. Here's Huffman, right side giving down to Blackford. Blackford closely guarded this time. Giving to Huffman, he'll turn it over. It's back into the hands of Ward. Ward will work it up the way. He'll give to the point guard Coventry. Coventry number 3 for the Gray Ghosts. It finds it. Coventry back on the left side, giving down Ward. Mid-range jumper off the glass, no good. Blackford pulls it down and he's fouled, so Saints will get it. Foul, I believe, will go on number 21. That's Brady Ward, who's a pretty tall kid.
Yeah, but I do like that box out there by Blackford. He was able to draw contact there, and, you know, as a referee, you're going to award that to the people who box out. You're going to award those over and back calls, and right there, Blackford was awarded it because of his effort.
Reynolds pulls from 3. It's no good. It'll be brought down by the point guard, Coventry. Coventry works it back up for the Ghosts. He's looking to go to the distance, but they'll pull it back out. It's number 15, Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe gifts to Jackson. Shot's no good. It's pulled down by Blackford. Blackford in transition. Into the corner, almost turned over again, but Wilson's able to pull it down. And now Crowder looking to reset the offense. He'll give it to Blackford. Still 5-3, 2:54, 1 minute in the first. So a couple minutes have gone by here. Not much scoring. Blackford will pull from 3. Not a great shot, but it almost went in. And it will be Ward, but he turns it over. Blackford looking to drive it in off the turnover, but he's fouled. And they are going to give him 2 shots, and he's going back to the line.
So again, another hustle play there by Blackford, able to stay up in transition on defense, steal that ball away and get it back for the Saints. That time he drives in, gets the contact, and awarded 2 free throws.
Blackford at the line, if I remember correctly. Pretty good free throw shooter, but
You never know.
Yeah. So, of course, he's going to miss his first one as I say that, but he makes it. And it's 6-3.
So apparently early defensive struggles for Calvary has not been apparent as Grey Ghosts only have 3 points. But again, it's just the type of game that's been going on. But we'll see if that can keep up, and that's a trend in tonight's game.
Down low in transition, and it's rebounded. Grey Ghost tried to get it, but it will be turned over. It looked like it was Brady Ward trying to get the layup in transition, but not able to get it. And a scrum on the floor leads to Calvary possession again. Down the way, it's Gillespie. Gillespie. Now it's Long. Long giving to Reynolds. Back to Long. Long in the corner for Crowder. Pulls from 3, and he nails it. The freshman getting it to go. Down the floor in transition for IVC is Coventry. He gets the basket to go, and he's heading the line for a possible 3-point play.
Yeah, number 3, Aaron Wilson on the foul there. Just got him on the arm, but good shot there by Calvary. The freshman, number 4, Balin Crowder. But again, on the other end, got to get back in transition on defense. This Grey Ghost team wants to go fast, and Coventry gets down quick, gets to the line, and gets an and one.
Coventry at the stripe. Can't get it to go, but it is rebounded. It'll be set out to Yates. Yates now, IVC's really looking to capitalize here. Yates, he'll give across. It's into the hands of Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe left side guarded by Long. Now resets it out to Coventry. Coventry fouled by Long as he got a little bit too handsy there. Reaches in, picks up the foul. I believe that's his first.
Calvary sticking to a man-to-man defense there. It's been smothering so far.
In the corner, it's number 2, Yates. And what did we have here? We had a foul. Is the shot good? I believe it. The basket is good.
Basket is good, but
it is
a
foul. Okay, so the basket's good, so essentially nothing there, but a foul is called. I did not see the number. It was a foul.
I think it was
on
33.
IVC, so yeah, I believe the foul will go on Dickinson. So 3's good, so it is a 10-8 ball game. So a big score there for the Grey Ghosts as they're able to capitalize on the rebound off the free throw. It's Huffman. Right side, not closely guarded. In the vicinity is Yates, but he'll give across the way to Reynolds. Reynolds to Crowder. Crowder just hit a 3 in the right corner. Now he's in the left. Now he gives back to Reynolds. His shot no good from 3, and it's pulled down by number 11, Cade Jackson. Jackson works it up the way to Yates on the right side near the Dave Root insignia. He'll reset it to Covington. Covington down low to number 33, Dickinson, and he will tie the game down low.
Good physical play there by Dixon. That nice little roll action got him down low to the block, and he was able to finish perfectly there.
Huffman looking for somebody to set a screen. He'll give to Reynolds. Reynolds is going to have his pocket picked by Coventry up the way. It'll go out on Huffman, and it'll stay with IVC down low under the basket. I feel like, IVC still kind of, they're starting to get it to go, but offense really hasn't been the greatest. I think Calvary's defense has actually done a fairly good job, but as I say that, Dickinson will get the best of the Calvary defense, splitting some defenders, and gets a layup, and I believe that's IVC's first lead of the ball game.
Yeah, if you're able to get it down low to Dickinson, I mean, he's 6'5", 230, so you're going to win those matchups, especially against this shorter Calvary team that's not as big.
Long could not get the mid-range shot to go, but IVC will work it now up the way. It's into the hands of number 2, Cole Yates. Yates will give it to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe, right side. It's worked back into the other corner now. Number 11, Cade Jackson. Jackson resets. It's on the ground, and it's going to be tied up there by number 25, Josiah Reynolds, and number 3, Brendan Coventry. And it'll stay with IVC after the jump ball.
Again, some physical defensive plays so far by both teams. IVC's been able to pick Calvary's pockets a couple times, but Calvary's also been able to stop this team.
Number 11, Cade Jackson, chucked up a shot at the end of the first, and it's no good. And that will end the first quarter. IVC with a 2-point lead after trailing for most of it. We'll be back when the second begins. We are back here on the Williamsville Wire. 8 minutes as we start here in the second. Huffman's going to lose it as Calvary got it to start, but Coventry, will lay it in for IVC, and now they're back up here by four.
I know Tyves Gardner did not want that to start the second quarter. A easy turnover leads to easy buckets.
Huffman about just turned it over again. Playing good defense up front is Coventry. And now Huffman pulls a three. It's off the front rim. He's almost going to get it. Coventry will work it back up. It's into the hands of Skull. He'll lay it in, and it's up to a 6-point lead for the Ghosts.
Yeah, just like that, a 4-point swing. And in these types of games where it's low scoring, good defense, those can seem like insurmountable.
Blackford to Huffman. Huffman giving into the corner to number 3, Aaron Wilson, who gets it to rim in. So he cuts the lead in half. So it's 16-13, 7 minutes here in the second. It's over to number 4, Ian Gillespie. Gillespie resets to Skull. Skull across the way. Now down Grady Reed. Grady Reed gives. And it's back out to Coventry. Coventry gives to Skull. Skull back out, number 5, Reed. Shot's no good. It's rebounded there by number 21, Brady Ward, the big guy for IVC. And he gets it. Huffman works it back up the way, 6:30.
See if they could get it inside to Blackford.
Crowder back into the left corner. It's Aaron Wilson. Aaron Wilson kind of struggling there to get his footing, but he'll reset it. Reynolds out to Crowder. Thought about pulling from 3. Now he drives in, and he's stuck. Out to Reynolds. Reynolds to Huffman. Huffman into the corner to Wilson. He pulls from 3. Shots no good. It's rebounded there by IVC. It'll be number 4, Gillespie, and he will be fouled, I believe, by Reynolds or Crowder, one of the two. IVC will gain possession.
Looks like the foul was on Reynolds there, and again, you got to be able to corral those rebounds, got to be able to crash the boards, and IVC has been winning that battle so far this game, which is the main reason why they're up.
Interesting here, holiday tournament, kind of how it fell. Tomorrow, Sunday, won't have any games, obviously, so day off for all the teams. So I wonder how that's going to factor into everything. Kind of interesting for the teams to get a day off, but IVC will get the basket down low. It's number 4, Ian Gillespie.
It's the way Christmas fell this year, I guess, right?
Yeah. Usually you start on the second day after, but Reynolds, shot's no good. It's rebounded by IVC. It's Skull. Skull will give to Coventry. He'll work it up the way for the Ghost. Looking to go the distance. Shot no good. Pulled down by Ward. No foul called. It may have been some contact, but it will be into the hands of Calvary, and a timeout called by Gardner. And Calvary has to use yet another as they fall down by 7 points. 5:23 in the second. We'll take a quick break. Welcome back to the Williamsville Wire. It's Nathan Simcoe, Colin Burge here. Filling in a couple games here for the Wire, back from college. But here's Huffman inbounding for Calvary, down by 7 points now, their largest deficit of the game. Reynolds giving, Huffman left side. We will now have a foul. It'll be called on, I believe, Skull, number 14 for IVC.
The interesting thing there by IVC is they, in regards to Blackford, when he's moving around the paint, they're sending another guy just to try and take away that passing lane so he can't get it and go to work. So they read the scouting report there and trying to eliminate Blackford from this game offensively.
Number 3 here is Gillespie's shot, no good, but he'll pull down his own rebound off the glass. He'll have to give it out. Huffman, right side from 3, and he nails it.
So again, when you can't go to your star player, you got to rely on your other playmakers right there. He's able to get it to go, and his second of the night.
Skoll, he gives across the way to Gillespie, but it's out of bounds. I believe it'll stay here off the white shirt. You like IVC's uniforms? They're okay.
I like the color scheme. I like the maroon and gray.
Down low, Ward, the big guy, fouled. He'll go to the line. Yeah, I think their uniforms are good, but their jumpsuits are absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, the little stripes. They weren't doing it, but
yeah. I've always liked Calvary's jerseys.
I like a gray basketball uniform. I think those are cool. Calvary's are very nice. I like what it says, the Academy.
The Academy. Cool. Those are like New Borough ones.
Yeah,
I think those are like the Saltyville jerseys. Yeah. First is no good for Ward. His second here.
And I like those. I like those Saltyville jerseys.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Williamsville's got good jerseys too. Maybe I'm biased, but.
And his second no good, so not able to capitalize. Down to 4 points still. Blackford, the general on the floor for Calvary, throws up a shot, and he got that. I don't know how that went in, but
that's tough. That's a tough shot, and if anyone can make it on the floor there, it'd be Blackford, so he gets it to go there.
Down low, Ward again, mid-range jumper, no good, and he will pick up yet another foul. Off the rebound, it was collected by Huffman, fouled by Ward, and he's going to have to check out of the game. I think that's his third. Yeah, second or third.
Being physical.
Wish they put it up on the scoreboard. But
I know, the player flags.
Okay. I probably should start keeping a book again, but I just don't know.
We're a little rusty. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't even got my iPad.
Yeah. It's Huffman. He'll give it up long in the corner to Crowder. Crowder right side, giving back to Long. Long will work it to Huffman now on the left wing. Down, Long driving in, and he's going to get it, and he'll tie the game up for Calvary. Now all of a sudden, IVC finds himself a little in a scoring drought here. Yates has it. He'll give. He thought about pulling from 3. Now driving in, mid-range jumper. Can't fall. Long overshot it down low, and Cade Jackson for IVC collects the rebound and puts it in and gives IVC a 2-point lead.
Calvary's got to collect
20.
Got to collect those long rebounds.
Huffman, he'll give Crowder in the corner, pulling from 3. Shot no good, and it's rebounded by Jackson. Jackson will give up. It's to Yates. Yates now closely guarded by Long. In the game for IVC is number 15, Bryce Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe has it near the key. Now being picked up by Huffman. He'll give back across the way to Yates. Yates pulls from 3. Shot off the mark, and it will be collected by Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe trying to drive in. Out to Yates, pulls from 3. Shot's good.
What did I say about those long rebounds? The Saints have to collect them in order to stay competitive in this game, because IVC has been killing them on the boards so far in this quarter and frankly in this game. So Calvary's got to find a man, box out, and grab the long boards.
Here's Reynolds. Jumper, good. Back to a 3-point game for Calvary. 2:30 left here in the second.
Talk about Reynolds coming alive there. Yeah. Couple clutch buckets. Keep
Yates.
Calvary in the
Yates
game.
Just hit the 3, but he'll give off to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe near the key. Now it's down low to number 11, Jackson. Jackson will throw it away. What in the world?
A bit of sloppy passing there, but again, if you're IVC, you've been playing good defensively. Just continue to wall off Blackford and just make your other players beat you. And you know, they found a little bit of success in that so far. Just got to keep doing it.
Into the hands of number 25. That's Reynolds. Reynolds giving to Long. Long down to number 12. We have 2 Crowders, so this is Bram Crowder? I don't know how you say that. Down up the floor for IVC is going to be number 2 Yates, and he'll lay it in after the transition bucket, after the turnover. It's now Reynolds. Reynolds right side. He'll give off to number 20. That's Luke Blackford. Blackford shot no good, and it's in transition again for IVC. It's Coventry. Coventry giving to Ratcliffe. Shots no good. They're going to say it went off Blackford down low, and it will stay with IVC. I don't think Calvary liked the call there.
Yeah, I don't know. They wanted it off the shoe. I think they're right. I think I saw the ball bounce off the shoe.
I can't see under me. I need to scoot up a little bit.
You just need to stand up.
You're not standing up.
Well, I'm the color guy, okay? I don't need it.
You don't do anything. You're a color guy.
All right, bud.
Coventry, he'll give across the way. It's Jackson, Coventry again. He'll give to Yates, left side, who's hit a couple threes. Overall, three-point shooting not so good. Foul will be called. Basically, I think number 3, Aaron Wilson for Calvary, may have tripped into him, but it kind of looked weird there. 1:19, so time kind of starts to come into mind here if you're Calvary, if you'll gain possession here. I mean, maybe you want to take one last shot, especially if this possession takes a little bit of time off.
And it goes in your favor. Obviously, if you find yourself down 29 or 30 to 22, then you're going to want to score quick and maybe get a 2-for-1 opportunity. Again, a little hard when there's no shot clock, but we'll see how they play it.
Jackson, they are wasting a little bit of time, down to 105. Now it's Coventry working it in for IVC. Out to Yates, he just hit a 3. Can he hit another one? And he can.
So again, like I said, if I were Calvary, I would try to get a bucket in a big way here just to regain some momentum, and then we'll see if IVC holds it. But looks like Calvary's going to take their time.
Tives doesn't like what he sees, but it's Huffman giving off. Crowder down to Blackford, mid-range jumper, good, and he ends up on the floor. A little slow to get up, 32 seconds. Long almost made a play there, but into the corner once again for Yates. Shot is well off the mark. And now here's your 2-for-1 opportunity here for Calvary. Huffman's got to pull it back out or throw up a jumper. No good, but Long's able to collect it. Back down, number 12, that was Crowder. Shot is no good, and it's back into the hands of Yates. Almost a travel there, it probably was, but it wasn't called. Jackson in the corner, 7 seconds. Jackson, he's got it. He'll give. And it's out of bounds, and you would have just liked to see him to chuck up a shot there, in my opinion, because he had a wide open look. I know he's not a shooter, but
again, still would have been a high percentage look rather than try that over the back pass.
Blackford, full court shot, no good. 6-point deficit it will be for Calvary going into the half. IVC's offense sort of came alive, but like we've been talking about here, pretty good game here in the 5th place, and we'll return when the second half begins. Welcome back to the Williamsville Wire. I'm Nathan Simcoe alongside Colin Burge as we start the second half of this fifth place game. IVC up by 6, and here downloads Skull. Skull's going to turn it over, and I believe it's thrown out of bounds awkwardly there on the floor by Josiah Reynolds. So IVC, I believe, will get it back. Kind of an interesting play there. So how are the Broncos this year, Colin?
They're actually not bad. They're playing right now, but 9-6 can clinch today with a win.
Clinched a playoff spot?
Yeah, clinched the playoff
Wow.
spot. Beat the Raiders twice.
Well, I would.
You would know a lot about that.
I would honestly hope you would beat the Raiders twice. Like if you weren't beating the Raiders, I feel like that would be like a very bad failure. And did we get a jump ball? We did down low. So that was number 4, Ian Gillespie, tied up there with Josiah Reynolds. So Calvary will, at long last.
And guess who? Luke Blackford. He's been the most physical man on the court, and it is shown as they always send 2 people at him.
And Huffman down low, foul called there by Rod Becker, and Rod Becker's got something to say. Did you see the foul went on there? And it will be a shooting foul, so Huffman heads back to the stripe.
Would have thought it would have been on the floor. I don't think I saw the shooting.
Well, it's kind of an in-between a pass shot.
Yeah, whatever.
Not much of a shot there, but
2 free throws nonetheless.
yeah, nonetheless, Huffman's first drainer. What's the score over there, Colin?
Just started.
Just started.
Yeah.
Who's got the ball?
The Broncos do,
Okay.
actually.
Interesting. Huffman's second, no good. It'll be pulled down by IVC. It'll be number 4, Ian Gillespie, giving off to the point guard, Coventry. Coventry not closely guarded, but Huffman in the vicinity. Now Skull picked up by Blackford near the right wing. It'll be Gillespie. Gillespie gives Skull. Skull back out Yates, who hit a couple first half threes. Now up by 5 for IVC. Down low, it'll be Coventry. Pass from Gillespie is picked off by the Saints, and it's Blackford working it up the floor. And it's almost turned over. Kick back out Reynolds. Reynolds, long pulls from 3. Shot off the mark. It'll be pulled down here. We're going to have a jump ball, and it will be going to IVC.
Again, Luke Blackford getting in on that jump ball. He's been physical, but again, I really wish in transition he just went up instead of trying to pass it there. Would he at least drew contact, putting him at the line, and he, you know him. He might have also finished as well. So
yeah, he's very, very good.
Very disappointed
Very
in him and not throwing that up.
Coventry fed by Skull. Good pass, and the basket is good. So back up to a 7-point lead. Reynolds will work it up the way. It's Long. Long, who kind of plays the point here for the Saints. It's sometimes for Calvary, I feel like they just don't get into sets. Like, I don't know. But Huffman nonetheless has it. Right corner now works it back towards the middle. He's trapped currently with 2 defenders, but Long jumper shot is good. Good looking shot there for Calvary's point guard.
That's a high IQ play there. Long, when his man leaves him, he goes inside the paint. You're taught that from day one. So great heads-up IQ play there by Long, able to attack the plate.
Down the floor, Coventry looking for Gillespie, but it's knocked out of bounds, so another turnover for IVC. In a 5-point game, Calvary looks to get it within a score. How big is a possession like this, Colin?
You know, you're down 2 possessions. If you're able to get something going and make it a 3 or a 2-point game, it's huge in a defensive game like this as well. As Tives agrees too, he'll call a timeout.
Timeout called by Calvary. It'll be a 30-second, so I think Tives just wanted to kind of clear some things up with his offense. Down by 5, 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the third. We'll see you in a couple seconds. We're back here on the Williamsville Wire. Here in the corner is Crowder, pulls from 3, shots off the mark, but it'll be down to Gillespie. Jumper, shot, no good. Crowder's going to pull it down, and jump ball called. It'll stay with Calvary, I believe. By the way, I just wanted to mention that Iowa State's battling Miami right now.
Jeez.
In football in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Well, it ain't no Illinois in the Citrus Bowl.
The Citrus Bowl Classic. Blackford, and that at least had to be a travel, but regardless, the basket is good, and I feel like calls like that, you either got to have a travel, you got to have a jump ball, you got to have something, but they did not. And Rod Becker let him
I would have
go.
thought it was something on the arm, but again, if you don't call it, then you got to call the travel. It's one or the other.
Down low, it's Brady Ward, and the foul will be called. I don't know if it'll be on Blackford.
I think it's going to be on
Josiah?
Wilson, maybe.
It'll be on Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds.
Josiah Reynolds picks up the foul. And Becker had something to say, but said that a lot today. Ward down low. It'll be Skull wide open. That cannot happen if you're the Calvary defense.
Defensively, Crowder cannot leave his man like that. It just went right by him. You have to stay in front of him. He was behind him there.
5 minutes left here in the third. It'll be Josiah Reynolds giving to Long another mid-range jumper. He hit that one earlier, but this one's off the mark. It'll be Brady Ward working it up the way to Gillespie. Gillespie back, it's Coventry. Coventry working it in a high-skilled play, and they're going to say he got him underneath the arm. He'll go to the line for two.
Athletic take there. Kind of contorted his body, able to draw contact, and gets rewarded with two.
Where are the Broncos at right now?
3rd and 2 on the Bengals' 12-yard line. They're in a scoring threat. First down here would put them in goal line situation.
Did you guys beat the Chargers?
Called a timeout. We did not.
You guys lost twice to them?
Yeah, we did.
Wow. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was bad. And
are they playoff bound?
Chargers, yes. They're the spot ahead of us, actually.
I feel
they just reclaimed it.
the Raiders are the team that could really start to dominate the West here in a couple of years.
Oh, my God. Give me a break. With who? Gardner Minshew?
No, we're gonna get
Shadur?
No, definitely
Cam
not
Ward?
Shadur. No, we're not even gonna draft a quarterback. I think J.J. McCarthy is gonna be in a multi-guy trade. Is what we're gonna get.
Oh my God!
Huffman left side, picked up by Yates. He'll give to Long, and is that for three? It is a two. Is called on the floor. So back to a 3-point game with 4:30 in the third. Up the way, Skull knocked out of bounds by Long. Good defensive play by the junior guard, shooting guard for the Calvary Saints.
Long, they're able to hit that long two, and then obviously hustling on the defensive end, causing the bad pass, and we'll see what else he could do on this defensive end. Calvary's got to make a stand. Can't lose sight of your man. Got to stay in front of him. It's been tough all day.
Down low, Coventry gives it back out. It's Brady Ward. Ward driving in. Shot no good. Not able to get the rebound. It's Skull. Skull. Yates pulls from three. Shot no good. Skull again on the rebound. Coventry driving in. Back out. Yates another three attempt. Well short. Saves it. Blackford up to Long into the front court. He'll lay it in, and it's a 1-point game as Calvary's offensive charge continues, working it up the floor quickly for IVC as Coventry. Coventry works it to Yates. And he'll reset the offense. Ian Gillespie. Gillespie, Skull down. It'll be Gillespie from Skull. Shot good. 3-point game yet again. 3:30 left here in the third. And it's Long. Long giving to Huffman. What kind of offense here does Calvary need, Colin?
They need something. They need a quick bucket. Get something inside. Get it to your playmakers. Long has been good for them this quarter, but here's Huffman.
Huffman pulls from three and ties it.
Didn't necessarily need a three, but then again, big-time players create big-time shots. Right there, Huffman able to hit one from deep.
Yates giving Coventry. Back across the way, it's stolen from Skull. It's Long into the front court again. Makes a move, but he missed it. Huffman, tip in, no good. Back up, gets it. Calvary leads.
Great defensive play by Huffman. I know he didn't convert on the offensive end, but you would take that 10 out of 10 times. He's been their juice so far in this third quarter. He needs to continue that.
Coventry guarded by Huffman, giving to Ward. Ward mid-range jumper, shot no good. May have been a foul on the arm, but it goes uncalled. Blackford up to Long in transition yet again. No foul called. And Tyves Gardner is saying, where is the foul? He doesn't need a technical foul. Oh, Coventry in, and that will be called a foul, and Calvary fans don't like it. Obviously, that one was a foul, and this one was as well, but only one got called.
Both of them were the fouls.
You're going to have fans that are going to be a little ticked.
Both of them were fouls, but you got different guys on both ends, different rationales behind them. So, but I would agree with Gardner there. I think that was a foul, and he's lobbing for his player.
At the line is Coventry. First shot good. 1-point game. If he can get the second, he'll tie it back up. 2:13 remaining in the third. What are the Broncos doing here?
They kicked a field goal.
Kicked a field goal,
yep,
3-0
so they're up 3-0 against the Bengals.
Okay. Miami has tied the game up against Iowa State. It's 28-28. 9 minutes left in the second, so average Big 12 game. Yeah. I bet Iowa State loses, but that's just...
Man, I don't know.
I bet they do.
I think Big 12 is better than ACC this year, though.
Big 12 is definitely better than the Big 10. 38-38. Oh. And it's knocked out of Long, but Long's able to corral it. He'll give it off to Gillespie, right side. Mid-range jumper will fall, and it's 40-38 here in the third. Offenses are starting to pick up.
Little nice jump there by Wilson. Kind of a tough shot, but again, he makes it, gets it to go.
Brady Ward, left side, guarded. He'll kick it back out. It's almost knocked away, but Reed able to pull it down. Reed guarded by Blackford. He stumbles, gives it back out to Coventry. He'll reset the offense. 132. Now Reed, right corner, giving to Brady Ward. I feel like we haven't seen much of Ward in post play. Reed down low, good pass to Ratcliffe, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
So again, we've seen that type of offense from the Grey Ghosts here. They're trying to get it inside, draw that contact, and if Calvary sends too many guys towards the lane and doubles them, they kick it out and they know who to go to.
At the line, number 15, Bryce Ratcliffe. First shot, no good.
Joe Burrow has the ball, 1st and 10 for the Bengals.
Oh, awesome. He hasn't really had the greatest year, but they've started to play better at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they're fighting for their season here, and Broncos got to win. I mean, come on.
It's a must-win game.
It is a must-win.
Second shot, no good, so not very good free throw shooting so far in this game. Up the floor, Blackford giving to number 12. That's Crowder, and the shot is good, so up to a 4-point lead for Calvary. Ratcliffe, he's got it. He'll give it to Gage Reed. Reed out to Coventry, the point guard in the right corner for IVC. Under a minute now. Working here. Shot's no good and hanging on the rim, but a foul is called.
So are they gonna give him the foul? Or are they gonna wave it off?
They're gonna wave it off because he hung on the rim before.
So it negated
the foul that would have eventually been called. So Calvary does have possession with 52 seconds.
Would have been Calvary's possession regardless.
Yeah, I believe so. Huffman here, guarded by Reed. He'll give to Blackford. Blackford now driving in, fouled, and he's gonna go for 2. I'm surprised that one wasn't called on the floor.
Blackford getting in, and he hasn't had the biggest night, but again, his mere presence on the offensive end just throws the Grey Ghost into a loop. They're sending 2 at him. They're leaving a guy open, and role players like Long and Wilson, as well as Huffman, have been able to take advantage of that. Huffman, a couple of threes here in this game, and then Long coming alive both offensively and defensively here in this third quarter. So
Blackford able to get both free throws here, so now it's up to a 6-point lead. I believe that's Calvary's largest lead of the day. Coventry, he'll work it back out to Reed. Gage Reed, right side guarded by Long. Long looks like he had something in his eye. Now it's worked to freshen the game, Winsprat. Winsprat giving back big guy Dickinson across the way. New set in for IVC. It'll be turned over though. Huffman up to Long. Once again in transition. Layup good. 8-point lead for Calvary. 7 seconds in the third. Coventry driving in. Shot no good. It's pulled down. Foul on IVC. And I believe he will be, could be shooting. Is this the 4th or the 5th?
Looks like I think it's the 4th.
Could be the 4th.
Scores table doing a good job keeping it updated.
Blackford, 1 second. He'll put it up. Shot. Ooh, he got the backboard, but it is no good. That's the end of the third. Calvary, a huge third quarter. They now lead by 8. IVC is going to have to battle back in this one, and we'll be back. Welcome back to the Williamsville Wire. I'm Nathan Simcoe alongside Colin Burge here doing these 5th place games today. Great to be back, but IVC finds themselves in a little deficit here as they haven't scored in some time. And they'll have it here to start the 4th quarter. It's Coventry. He's got it right side now, guarded by Blackford, and that one is just not even close. I mean, what in the world?
That ended
pass
up
was brutal.
in the stands. You know that meme of the guy from the New York Yanks, the final throw, and he throws it in like the 5th row of the stands?
Yeah, that was
that
the
pass
problem
right there.
is that this isn't like the end of I don't know. This is horrible. That was a bad pass. It's all right. It's Blackford for the Saints. He'll give it. It's Huffman, who's hit a couple pretty clutch threes today. Guarded by Reed. He'll give back to Blackford. Blackford makes one man miss, puts up the 3, and he hits it, and it's an 11-point game. Okay, for IVC right now, what's the key to kind of getting back into this?
Get easy shots. You just got to get an easy shot. I know Calvary's doing a good job of pressuring the ball, but again, get easy shots, get him to
There's
go,
an
get him
easy
to
shot
fall.
for number 11. That's Cade Jackson. Gets a layup to fall, and it's back down to 9.
Also got to watch for this guy, number 20, Blackford.
Blackford works it. It's Gillespie. His shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Dickinson. It's back up the way Coventry will turn it over, but Dickinson's able to pull it back on a loose ball play. Reed has it right side. He's got to start working the ball. And we will have a blocking foul called. And it will be on Calvary. It'll be on number 12. I believe that is Crowder. Bryce Ratcliffe looks to inbound. He will give it in. And now back down low. Coventry tries to go over. One man shot falls down. And man, physical play, but I believe a jump ball called. So it'll be Calvary's ball, but
Yeah,
probably some sort of foul there, but goes uncalled.
Would have thought there was a over-the-back foul there by IVC on Dickinson, but
and oh my goodness, Josh Long, no, that is not the pass.
That is not the pass, and yeah, that was a bad pass, a little error one over the sideline, and number 25 of the Saints, Reynolds, cannot corral it. So IVC gets a big break. Got to get something easy here. Get it back, down 9, not where you want to be.
Huffman will, on a pass, kick the ball, so kickball violation will be taken in by IVC, right side of the basket. Down by 9 are the Gray Ghosts, as their offense continues to have struggles. Dickinson can't get the layup to fall, and loose ball situation. Dickinson trying to save it, but Long will work it up the way for Calvary, and he's looking to set up some sort of offensive set. It'll be Blackford, right wing, guarded by Reed. Driving in, fouled, no shot. It's on the floor. The shot did not go in anyway.
Be critical to who it's on. Looks like it's going to be number 15 there, but
Gage Reed
could have seen on Dickinson as well, but obviously before the shot. As Dickinson comes out, he's kind of been their big man, their big guy. But you gotta stop Calvary's offensive attack. They've been on fire in this third quarter.
Long playing good defense there to be Coventry. Almost fouled by Long into the front court. Now he'll give it off. It's number 15, Bryce Ratcliffe, and a much-needed field goal from 3.
Like that, then it's still an easy spot, you know. An easy, wide-open 3 for a shooter is like a layup for a big man, so you just got to be able
Crowder
to
out to Reynolds, pulls from 3, and it's an answer for Calvary.
So Reynolds gives ones right back, and IVC's right in the same place they were before, so.
Coventry out, it's Reed. Reed back down, ball's on the ground to Jackson, and it'll stay with IVC. Calvary, once again, not liking the call. Where are the Broncos at?
I think they made a goal, or not a goal line stand, but they are short. Bengals are short, and the Broncos get it.
Got it, babe. Foul called,
And
basket's good, so IVC a much-needed shot and a possible 3-point play.
So
52-45, 5:23 remaining here in the fourth. So Denver, let's talk about the offense. That you know, I haven't really watched much NFL this year because the Raiders have been so bad. But
Bo Nix, I mean, he's going through his reads. He's a system guy. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a superstar. He's a system guy, but he makes those easy passes and those passes you want in an offense. So I'm happy.
Blackford almost turning it over, and he will turn it over, and Long's going to pick up a physical foul on Coventry, and Coventry not really liking it.
Tives doesn't like it either.
Gardner not liking it after the missed free throw. 7-point game. Now this is the point for IVC where got to get a shot here, got to work your way back in.
I would honestly attack it too, try to draw some contact, and it stops the clock and you get.
And oh my goodness, another bad pass. Reed turns it over. Blackford driving in, and he gets it, and that's just
you can't have that.
That's how you stay out of games.
Yeah, that's a 4-point swing. You got to make good passes, especially late. Turnovers kill a team trying to make a run, and that time you could see it.
Reed down, and Coventry wide open basket, so an answer for IVC. 54-47, 4:40 left in the fourth. Huffman up the way. Gillespie pulls from 3. Shot no good, IVC. That probably wasn't the shot there, but up to Coventry into the front court looking to make something happen offensively. Yet another basket. Timeout, Gardner. 5-point game, and IVC likes what they see as their fans look to get going. Probably a well-taken timeout for Calvary. Need to slow some things down.
Definitely get a half-court offense set up, get a huge bucket in a way, because obviously IVC's, you know, they have been able to go on some streaky runs, but you got to be able to pass the ball with efficiency. They haven't done that, and that's what's caused them to get down low, and that's what's caused Calvary to take advantage of them.
We'll be back here. I believe I believe this was a full timeout, so we'll be back here in about a minute. Welcome back here, Williamsville Wire. I'm Nathan Simcoe alongside Colin Burge. 4:24 remaining. Calvary up by 5. It's Huffman working it up the way for the Saints. Closely guarded by Yates. Huffman giving it's Josh Long, and he will be fouled by Grady Reed. And it should be underneath the basket. Josh Long has some sort of brace on his right leg, if you see, but there's Blackford and foul. Basket's no good, but he'll go head to the line. He's their best free throw shooter for 2.
Yeah, and obviously one place you don't want the ball to go to if you're the gray ghost on defensively is Luke Blackford. I mean, he's going to be able to make you miss. He's going to be able to hit his shots, and, you know, you can only contain him. And they actually have done a good job of containing him right now. up to this point. So he kind of had his way in the third quarter, but again, that first half he basically was, I don't want to say a non-factor because he still contributed in many ways, but non-factor scoring-wise.
Blackford gets both shots to go, so 56-49, and it will be tipped out. Coventry working it in, but tipped out by Huffman. 4 minutes left in the fourth, down by 7. It feels like IVC just can't quite get something to go, but that could change very quickly.
It could, and you know, a big and one or a big three, maybe a turnover on defense. Again, turnovers are #1 way to kill runs on offense and start runs on defense. So we'll see if the Gray Ghosts have it in them here late.
Down low is Brady Ward. He'll get the shot to go for the Ghost, and it's a 5-point game yet again. Big stop needed for IVC.
It's going to be hard. Every guy on the floor right now for Calvary has been playing really well so far. They've all been hot at their respective times.
Here's Long. Long, right side, near the wing. Trying to work in. Ty's trying to set up something. 3:30 left here in the fourth. Time starts to become a factor soon. No foul called. It's Blackford working in around nobody. Shot no good. Huffman able to pull it down. It's Long. Working it in around some defenders. Josiah Reynolds, though, is able to capitalize that offensive possession.
And that's all on Long, his ability to see the court.
Yates pulls from 3. Shot no good. He's able to collect his rebound off the glass. And he tries to pass it to Coventry, but it's tipped out of bounds by Huffman. Speaking of Chillicothe, they had a baseball tournament that he used to play in. I believe Brad Wallen was up there as well. So
yeah, I played there.
Yep.
Back when I played baseball,
yeah,
it wasn't a good time in my life.
Craig Burge, you know, he was a heck of a coach there. Colin. Coventry pulls from 3. Haven't seen that much today. Wow. Pulled down by Cade Jackson out to Yates. Oh, that should have went in, but it's no good. Foul call. That's going back to Calvary.
Yeah,
it was a good shot there by
just been the story.
Yates.
Not able to hit shots. 3 and out by the Broncos. But again, not able to hit shot if you're the Gray Ghosts. Who knows? Maybe a couple of those 3 go in. It's a different story here. But again, still time. 3:01 left to go. You're only down 7. We'll see if Calvary can close this game out, though.
Huffman right side, 256. Long in, shots good. Up to a 9-point game. IVC, Yates, they're going to need some 3-point shots to fall. Skull, who's a starter, giving down, and that's absolutely a travel. Picked up his pivot foot.
No doubt.
Yep.
And you can't have that. You can't have those turnovers if you're trying to create a run. I know I say that, sound like a broken record, but it's true, and it's prevented IVC from creating huge runs on Calvary. And credit to Calvary defensively for being able to stay stout and keep their offense going at the same time.
Blackford, great pass to Gillespie, and he gets it to fall, and it's up to an 11-point lead for the Saints. 2:23 left in the fourth. Coventry, the point guard, in, fouled. He gets it to go. So he'll head to the line for a possible 3-point play, and you got to have all the points you can get here for 100%. IVC if you want any shot at coming back.
Best part about fouls, they stop the clock. So if you're able to get to the line with ease and you're able to convert your free throws, those are free points, basically with the time not ticking. And 2:20 left to go in this one, down 9. It's a blessing.
Iowa State in field goal formation, 28-28, 3 minutes left in the second.
It's going to be a 68-68 game. It might break the overtime record.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That was 9 overtimes.
Illinois Penn State. Yeah, remember that. I was playing baseball at Future Champions Sports Complex.
Yeah, I was watching it on my TV.
If Illinois could have beat Penn State this year, they might have been in the playoffs.
Well, it's a long way away.
Huffman works it up the floor for the Saints. Mid-range jumper, no good. Much needed miss for IVC. 2 minutes left.
But again, they got to convert here.
We go to the 2-minute warning.
All right,
Skull right side. He'll give it to Coventry. Need a 3, at least a basket. Here's your 3-point shooter. It's Yates, but he drives in. Foul. Can't get it to go, but he'll head back to the line.
And honestly, I would rather take a foul than a 3. It stops the clock. And if you're able to make 2 easy charity stripe rather than a contested 3, I'd take that every time.
Yeah.
So good thought there by number 2 of IVC. That's Yates, who's hit a couple big threes. So honestly, You kind of want him to shoot that, but
Yates
again,
had the
good
ball
possession.
in his hand at the line, but the buzzer went off.
Not sure what's going on. May have been just
It's worthy mentioning that IVC is now in the bonus, and Calvary's 1 foul away from being in the bonus.
both teams shooting the rest of the way.
It looks like Mike Wiley may have messed something up.
Classic.
He's doing the book here for
classic.
Williamsville.
Yeah, drives me insane.
Ghastly.
Ghastly. Yeah. Let's go, Mike. Come on.
At the line, Yates, he's shooting 2. Gotta have. I mean, you need both.
100%.
Because then you'll get to a 2-score game.
Again, like I said, the clock stopped. You have an ability to get 2 here. Go into a press and try to force some turnovers. Make Calvary uncomfortable because they haven't been uncomfortable offensively in this game yet.
First shot good. Second is as well, so it is a 6-point game. 1:53 left in the fourth. Blackford working it up. Only got 1 foul. You'd have no fouls to give. Huffman, and there's your foul back to the line.
Yep.
I just don't know about that. Like, I
think
know
you
you're
let it
playing
play for a little
aggressive,
longer.
but like,
I think you let it play for a little longer. Calvary hasn't been the cleanest basketball team today.
no,
but
like they've turned the ball. There's been some, a lot of bad passes from really both sides.
Yeah.
But Calvary definitely done some as well. Huffman at the line. Pretty good free throw shooter, but his first is no good, so I cursed him.
You did
I
curse
jinxed
him
him on that one.
And turns out to be actually a decent foul for IVC. Again, hindsight's always 20/20, but you would ideally like more defensive pressure and create a turnover and not have them have the ability to make shots.
Obviously, the good thing is the clock stopped. Huffman's second, though, is good, so 7-point game.
Need something deep here.
They need at least, obviously need a score.
Well, duh. Ideally, something from one of your best shooters.
Coventry down, it will be fouled on the floor, so he'll go to the line. That is number 11, Cade Jackson, fouled by Calvary's number 12, Crowder.
So he'll go to the line. Looks like Yates on the opposite corner was wide open, so if he just looks, he would have had a wide open 3 shot. And
Iowa State field goal, no good. So at 28-28,
dreadful.
Miami now has the ball.
Dreadful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, you have Yates step back in the corner, and that would have been a high percentage look for him, especially this game.
First,
Again,
no
first
good
one, no
for
good.
Jackson. 134. Now every foul from here on out for both sides will be at the stripe. Second, good. 6-point game, so obviously have to have a stop, but a quick timeout, I believe, was taken by IVC. And we'll take a quick break here on the wire. Don't go anywhere. Finish this game up, see if Calvary can hold on or if IVC can create quite the comeback. Welcome back. Calvary to inbound. Huffman gives up to Long, and now they kind of have a power play here, 3-on-1. Gillespie mid-range jumper, no good. Tippin, no good. Blackford on the floor. IVC, Yates. He'll throw it off Long, 122, and that's a much-needed stop for IVC.
Blackford's a little banged up there. Holding at his knee, kind of got banged up there on the
Problem for
crashing
Calvary
for
is
the
he really don't
boards.
have anyone to come in for him.
Yeah, I know.
He's been on the floor, I think.
The entire game.
Yeah.
And in high school varsity basketball, that is tough. So credit to all
Reed
these guys.
pulls for three, and he nails it. And it's a one-score game, and a timeout taken with 1:17 remaining in the fourth. And this will be a 30-second. We'll take a quick break here on the wire as this game just suddenly got much closer. Welcome back to the wire, one-score game. Blackford gives it in. Josiah Reynolds, he'll reset to Huffman, and they are going to foul Huffman. So I don't know if, is Huffman the shooter you want to foul? I don't know the percentage. I'm sure there's something to it. They were going after them. But the problem is here, 114, you're down by 3.
And it wasn't in their front court. It was in the back court. They could have gotten the backcourt violation or trap at least, try to create some sort of thing.
I don't like it. I personally, you know, we'll see here. If Huffman misses one at least, then okay, but Huffman at the stripe, first one. Rims in. See,
I don't know about that.
I don't like it. You got a lot of time here.
Again, hindsight's 20/20, but
I don't know
if he misses it, we'd say he's a genius. But again,
yeah, but I just strategy-wise, I don't know.
Yeah,
Huffman's second is also good.
But again, 114, it's still time to make some noise, and they could do the exact same thing.
But the problem is, you make it 2 here. What, are you going to foul again? Like, I don't know. 1 minute. Kick violation off Blackford into the backcourt.
Either you foul again or, I mean, in minute 5, you have the luxury of pressing in the backcourt and trying to get a 10-second violation. It just all depends on strategy, and they're obviously playing the long game with the fouls.
Next game, Illini Bluffs and Prairie Central. Both teams who lost yesterday. And it's going to be stolen away. Devastating blow. No foul called there. And Blackford will be fouled, and that's definitely not the guy you're sending. See, that's just what I'm saying right there. It just kind of gave away all momentum he had after the 3. You took the timeout. You tried to draw something up, but it doesn't appear like it's going to work here for IVC, even though there's still, in my opinion, a decent amount of time here, but Blackford's first good, up to a 6-point game again. His second is as well. Timeout. Tyvis Gardner, 7-point lead for Calvary. It will be a full timeout, so we'll take a quick minute break here on the Williamsville Wire. Go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to the Williamsville Wire, 5th place game here. Calvary up by 7, 56 seconds here in the 4th. It'll be worked up for IVC. Coventry will give to Brady Ward. Ward gives out to Reed, pulls a 3, just hit one. Shots just off the mark, and it's going to be turned over and a foul. Calvary will be shooting 2, and I think AP is about to call this.
That might do it. But again, never say never. But in Calvary, if they're able to do what they should do and hit these free throws, at 9-point game, 45.5 seconds left, it's not looking too hot.
First for Gillespie, who was fouled, is off the mark.
This is the guy you want to foul.
Yeah. Remember, IVC got it within 3, fouled, but some free throws here for Calvary have extended it out to 8, 43 seconds. Coventry in, easy layup, got it. 6-point game, timeout will be taken by IVC. That might be their last one. Full timeout taken. We'll take a quick minute break here. Don't go anywhere, still in contention. Welcome back to the wire here. Luke Blackford inbound, 38 seconds left in the 4th. Skoll to front him, but it's the long, they're at the foul. He's going to the line.
Yeah, it's going to be a long game just because of that. Just all the fouling, but
so where the Coves at? Let's give an update here.
Yeah, the 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. Looks like a pass for no gain to Chase Brown over on a halfback swing, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for Burrow and company near the Broncos 33. So Bengals driving down the field in scoring position.
First shot for long, good. So Illinois basketball this year, how do you feel about it?
They just
lost to Tennessee.
They got talent. They got talent. They just can't gel together. They can hang with the big boys. They just can't gel.
So you don't see it this year?
Unless something changes, I just don't see it. I see it next year, though, if a lot of these guys stay. I doubt they will, but...
Second shot good, so it's an 8-point game, 70, 62, 29 seconds. Brady Ward shot down low, no good, and Huff will get it. He'll be fouled, and he'll go to the stripe, and this game's all but over as Calvary looks to advance to the 5th place game tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all just but over. The Calvary...
Illinois,
do what you're supposed to do, hit the free throws.
So Big Ten basketball, I'd say, who's like the team that's... Who's the team to beat in the Big Ten?
Big Ten's kind of down this year. I don't know.
The Big Ten's always bad.
I feel like they say Illinois, but I just don't see it. I know Purdue will always be tough. Maryland's actually doing pretty well this year.
Is Rutgers decent?
No, Rutgers sucks. They have the guy, or they have their guys. It's just not good.
Who's that one guy that they have from Richwoods? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Who?
Big guy. Summer. I don't know. What is that guy's name? I played at Peoria Richwoods last year.
Did?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know they have 2 5-stars.
Colbert is in the loft.
Oh, yeah, he is.
At the line, Josiah Reynolds. He's at the stripe. 17 seconds. 10-point game here for Calvary. Big 12, I would generally say the Big 12's not, as good. We have Arizona, who's usually really good, and they're not that great.
Well, Illinois stole Arizona's best player, Kylan Boswell.
It's true.
Mr. Caleb Love just keeps jacking up shots.
Coventry makes the layup, so down by 9. The clock is running. Don't foul, please. They're not going to call it. Game over. Calvary will play for the 5th place game tomorrow, on Monday. IVC falls, but they've had a pretty good showing here in this tournament. We'll see you here in about 20 minutes. Prairie Central and IB will play, and the winner of that game will play Calvary on Monday. Thank you for joining us here. Williams Wire, Colin Burge, Nathan Simcoe signing out. We'll see you in a little bit.